So we're coming down a mountainside, and it was a nice path to go past. As we bent around this corner, you could see this opening of the cave. There's a cave. We're coming around. And then I see there's a lot of rocks, which is another oddity, and then bone matter. When I'm not close enough to identify what kind of bones, but I did see something I knew was a piece of our communications equipment. So instantly, we're thinking ambush, maybe animal, could be anything.
In 2002, amidst the rugged terrain of Kandahar, Afghanistan, a U.S. Special Forces unit encountered a terrifying and bizarre phenomenon that has since become the stuff of legend. According to multiple eyewitnesses who were directly involved, a Special Forces team was conducting a routine patrol in the remote mountains when they lost radio contact with another unit that had gone missing in the same area. Determined to locate their comrades, orders were given for a search and rescue, unaware of the extraordinary encounter that awaited them. Several days later, the search led the unit to a large opening into a remote cave. Scattered around the entrance were the remains of the missing soldiers' equipment, creating a sense of foreboding. As the team cautiously investigated the cave findings, a gigantic humanoid figure emerged. He was described as standing between 12 and 15 feet tall, Hulk-like strength, with flaming red hair, 6 fingers on each hand, and double rows of teeth. The creature, now famously known as the Giant of Kandahar, immediately attacked, wielding a massive bronze spear that impaled one of the soldiers, killing him instantly. In the ensuing chaos, the soldiers opened direct fire at the creature, eventually bringing the giant down with concentrated gunfire. The confrontation left the team shaken and frantic, but their mission was far from over. They radioed for extraction, and a helicopter arrived to airlift the enormous body. The giant was transported to a secure location where it allegedly vanished into a web of military secrecy, with all involved ordered to remain silent about the encounter. The story of the Giant of Kandahar resurfaced years later, primarily through interviews with military personnel who claimed to have been involved, or who heard the accounts directly from those who were. One such interview, with a soldier referred to as Mr. K, brought significant attention to the event. Mr. K provided detailed descriptions of the giant and the encounter, further fueling speculation and interest in the story. He noted the creature's unusual physical characteristics, its immense strength, and the sheer terror it inspired.
You see something coming out of the cave, and it's moving with a speed and agility that catches you off guard. Everybody.
And he comes out. It was a man at least 12 to 15 feet. This is a monster. Red beard. Then his hair was long past the shoulder. A scarlet red. And Dan runs at it, starts shooting it, broke all of it into the reality. Because it was so real.
Now your training is kicking.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Muscle memory. Complete muscle memory. While Dan is moving at him, another bro of mine's laying down fire, and I start firing. He skewers Dave. He's now got him on this pipe. They went through. He's still got him, and he's coming after more. We all just clicked in. I don't know what it was, but I remember we're all like, shoot him in the face, shoot him in the face. Weapons components were in 4. We had 308s, and we had Barrett 50s. This is sounding longer than it took. We're talking 30 seconds. And he's taking multiple hits, and is still moving. Dan was dead. Okay? And Quayle is a good man, probably one of the best men I know, now dead. Before I'd left, they were already starting what they call a 9-line, which is a medevac request. They're sending out a medevac request, then all of a sudden it's not a medevac. All of a sudden we had a helicopter show up because, like I told you, it was a large precipice and a sheer drop. So the helicopter just came up from the drop. They had dropped netting, which is like cargo netting. It's like squares. We were told we had to bundle him up. and we get another bigger helicopter. It's almost like a Jolly Green Giant used to look back in the day. That could get, through this area. Because the mountains, you gotta remember, Chinooks could only go in certain places because they had enough lift. And so we got him on there. The thing was too big. We couldn't move it. It smelled worse than a skunk. A corpse that's been around for a while.
Really fell.
Oh, it was like a combination because of the, how do you put that, the persistence of a skunk smell. But once the helicopter came in, dropped its little hook, and off he goes. The communication was sent out. We had a very large, possible human creature. Of course we're upset. That's a given. Okay. We lost a very good guy.
Skeptics have questioned the veracity of the Kandahar giant story, suggesting it might be a fabricated tale or a misinterpretation of events. They argue that the lack of physical evidence and official military confirmation casts doubt on the account. Nevertheless, the consistency of details from multiple sources and the numerous documented historical accounts of ferocious giants who roamed in this region, spanning back to biblical times, have kept the story alive. Perhaps the Giant of Kandahar will now be one of the many stories told about the often erased and forgotten race of giants that once lived beside humans in folklore. Whether fact or fiction, the encounter with the Giant of Kandahar raises intriguing questions about the unknown aspects of our world. It highlights the blend of myth and reality that often surrounds mysterious events in remote and hostile environments. For the soldiers involved, the experience left an indelible mark, serving as a stark reminder of the unexpected dangers that can arise in the most unlikely of places. That wraps up another case in the Paradox Files, but don't worry, we have troves of files to unseal. If you liked the content, you can show your support by giving us a like and subscribing to the channel. It also helps the algorithm give us more exposure. And as always, stay curious, stay quirky, and we'll see you in the next adventure.